Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna do Jackson's 9-month update. It's more like he's like 9.5 months old at this point, but we're still gonna just do a little update for him. He's over here playing with his toys. But to do a little guy, this is still his favorite toy. I've shown you guys this a bunch of times, but it's still the thing that he goes for the most. Oh, you wanna show them already, all your skills? You wanna show them that you're standing? Okay, we can do that. Little munchkin wants to stand up all the time and grab stuff, and his like new favorite thing is to grab like little anything, like any little toy, and like put them up in these like little shelves or drop them. He's also discovered gravity this month, so he's really into that. But you see he'll kind of take stuff and just like put it up there. So I have a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about, mostly pertaining to his weight, because yesterday I went to the doctor's office. I took him to his 9-month appointment and they told me that Jackson is underweight. So it's a very sensitive subject. It's like very fresh right now because yesterday I was struggling with it, honestly, because, you know, I went into the appointment. I hadn't had an appointment for him since he was 6 months. And at 6 months, a lot of stuff changed because at the 6-month mark, we did the whole sleep training. He started sleeping through the entire night, so he wouldn't be like fed throughout the night. So he wasn't eating throughout the night. That was one of the big changes. And at the time, the doctor said that that was fine for him to do. And then the other thing was we did the baby-led weaning. So we started introducing the table foods and he did really well with that. He's really into his food and he loves to pick up the foods with his fingers and all of that. So that changed, and then I think, I don't know, maybe like just my milk supply dropped and all of that. Plus he's like super mobile these days. Like this is what he spends his entire day doing. So I imagine that he's burning calories because he's not like a little slug just like laying on a little play mat. So point is, I thought that he was doing fine and apparently he's not. He's a little bit on the very much smaller side. And I should have known, like I should have had him like weighed like a month into the whole sleeping through the night and like him doing the baby-led weaning and stuff, because there was so much time between those appointments. Like he went 3 entire months without being checked for his weight. But I don't know, I honestly was not at all concerned. Like he had been doing fine up until now, and so yeah, I just feel like I failed in that way. So these were his stats from his appointment yesterday. So his weight was 15 pounds and 14 ounces, and then he's measuring 27.5 inches in length, and his head circumference is 44.5 centimeters. So I don't know, like I've always known that he's on the smaller side. Like he's a little guy, I'm little, Joe's little, like Joe's not like a huge guy, so I've never expected him to be like giant, but I didn't think that he was in like the 4th percentile for weight. So when they told me that yesterday and the doctor was like all worried and she's like, you know, he needs to be growing for his brain development, like instantly you go to like, oh my god, like what have I done? Like have I messed up my child for the rest of his life? Like you feel so bad and so guilty, and like I get emotional thinking about it because I just felt like crap yesterday. I felt like I walked into this doctor's appointment like it's almost like a test, you know, like you go in and you're like, you know, I've been doing good, I've been studying, and I think that I'm gonna get an A or B, and then you get the test and then you get the results and it's like, actually you got like a D. Like I wouldn't say I got an F because he's still alive and he's still healthy, you know, he's here and he's loved and he's thriving in every other way. Look at this, like what are you doing? What are you doing? But that's kind of how I felt yesterday, just like I had failed, you know, because as far as food goes, like in his weight, like I'm the one that gives him the food, I'm the one that provides him the food. So yeah, it was just a bit it was like a lot to take in yesterday, that news. So I'm trying to not like beat myself up about it too much and just say, okay, you know what, we're gonna course correct and hopefully we can fatten him up and get him back to where he needs to be. What are you doing? Did you find a crumb on the floor? Is that what you did? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Hi. How do you say hi? Show them how you say hi. Hi. So anyway, Jackson is breastfed, like exclusively breastfed up until this point, in case you guys are new here. So I know that like my milk supply is not the best at this point, but I'm not like opposed to supplementing with formula. So yesterday I came home and I tried to give him a bottle of formula and he straight up spit it out in my face. Like he would put it in his mouth or like whatever he actually took in his mouth and he would go and he would spit it out in our face. So we're gonna kind of keep trying that. Like if I can add like another bottle throughout the day just so he gets a little bit of extra milk, that would be great. I also took out my pump, even though like I hate pumping and I've shared with you guys how much I hate pumping. I took out my pump again so that I can pump at least a couple extra times throughout the day, even if it's just to like stimulate my breasts and to see if I can increase my milk supply a little bit. If I do get anything from those pumping sessions, then I'm just gonna put them in the refrigerator so that I can give them to him in a bottle at some point throughout the day. But point is, we're trying to get more calories in him. And then in terms of food, like talking about food, let's just finish that up. I went to Target today and I got some more purees because I'm not gonna stop baby led weaning entirely, but we are going to be adding more purees into his diet. So maybe we'll do like purees for lunch, and you know, like we've got these pouches and stuff for like snacks, so we'll do some purees for lunch. So I've got like veggies and bananas and like, you know, different fruits. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add these here into them. These are just like straight up chicken and turkey, so I'll mix that with some fruit or veggies. The other thing that Jackson really likes are these little mixers. Even before we got this news from the doctor, I had been giving him these every once in a while. So these are like a veggie with chicken, and then it also has these like mixed grains, like these little like quinoas that you mix up so that it's not just a pureed texture, so that the food that they're eating has more texture. And he loves these, so he had one of these for lunch, and I feel like that's probably something that has a lot of calories. So I'm just gonna like try some of that, doing oatmeal like with more stuff in it. So like this morning I did oatmeal cereal with some formula. Instead of mixing it with just water, I added formula. I added peanut butter in there, the flaxseed. Something else that I can do is like add puree in there and like different nut butters. A lot of you guys have also given me some really good suggestions over on Instagram, like adding olive oil or avocado oil to any chicken or anything that he's eating, like anything that's high in fat. The doctor also recommended like yogurts or cheese or avocados, that those are all good, healthy, fatty foods. So we're gonna try a few things and see if we can get him, you know, a little bit fatter. In terms of bottles, yesterday the bottle that I was giving him was this like Tommy Tippy one that I've had like since he was little, like that time that he took formula. Still had those bottles from then, so I used that, but I had to buy a bigger Flow nipple today at Target, so I got like one that's like for 6 months and up. I also got him this bottle from Nook to try. I'm not gonna put it together right now because my hands are not super clean, but this is like a sippy cup nipple because he does like his sippy cup, so maybe he might take to that a little bit better. And then the other thing that I got him was this sippy cup. This one is like one of those straw ones because Jackson does drink from a straw. So we're gonna like try out different bottles to see if maybe he'll take some breast milk or some formula by bottle a little bit better. So I'll keep you guys posted on which one he ends up liking the most. And then this is the formula that I tried yesterday because it's the one that we had stocked up on when he was taking formula. Like this is what he used to drink for that time, so I had some in the basement. The doctor did tell me that once babies are older, like they tend to like not really like formula. Like if they've been breastfed all this time, sometimes they give you a hard time either drinking from a bottle or the formula. Like they kind of have already established their preferences and they're like, what the heck is this? I don't like it. So it's gonna, you know, just be a process of trying different things. But I don't know, I'm just doing everything that I can because obviously it freaks me out when the doctor starts to say stuff, you know, like about brain development and that he's not getting enough nutrients or calories or anything like that. The other thing she told me to make sure that I'm giving him if I'm breastfeeding more than I am formula is the Trivisol. So I have this and I give it to him every once in a while, but I'm not super consistent about it. So from now on, I'm gonna be super consistent about giving him this. So yeah, that is the feeding situation, and it just broke my heart yesterday. So we're gonna get back on track. I'm still, like I said, gonna still give him some finger foods because I don't wanna take that away from him. He loves playing with his food, and throughout like the vlogs this past month, I'm sure that you guys have seen Jackson eating all kinds of things, like even rice and black beans, and he just loves eating off of his tray. And so I wanna make sure that he can still do that, but just adding extra stuff throughout the day so I don't have to worry about how much food he's getting in. Jackson Wyatt, what you doing? Wanna give mama kisses?
No.
How do you give mama kisses? That's something new that he started doing this month. He's not gonna do it for the camera, but he started to throw kisses. Just wanna eat my leg. How do you give mama kisses? Yay! He climbs on me all day long. That's all he wants to do. And then he also has 2 teeth. I don't know if he's gonna let you guys see, but he now has 2 little teeth. His 2 bottom teeth are now in. Like I said before, he's a very active baby, so that's all he does all day long. He doesn't like to stay in a little bouncer. He hated when I put him in the playpen too, so he's a very mobile baby, so I don't know if maybe that's causing him to lose some calories, like he's burning off calories all day long. I'm still trying to teach him how to say mama. He still only wants to say dada, which I think is very, very rude. And then the other thing he started doing this month is he started waving. So now he says hi, like when we're waving at him, he likes to wave back. Hi! How do you wave at mama? Hi! And of course, nothing he wants to do for the camera today. Hi! How do you say hi to mama? Hi. Making me seem like a liar. So as far as his schedule goes, his schedule is pretty much the same right now. We still have him on his 2-nap schedule. So we're offering him a nap like around 10, 10:30, and then another one at like 2 or 2:30. It kind of depends on how long that first nap of the day was. His naps here in our house have been really nice. Like he's been doing like an hour naps. Today, this morning, he slept for like almost, I think, over an hour and a half. Like it was a very long, good nap. When we were at my mom's house, the naps had been super short. So we're hoping that when we go back to my mom's house that I'm gonna switch up like where he sleeps in, because the room where he was sleeping this time was still like very bright inside. So we're gonna move him to a darker room, and I'm hoping that that'll help him like sleep longer, because his naps were atrocious when we were visiting my parents. The naps were like 30 minutes and he just like didn't want to nap. But since we've been home and he's been in his room and his comfy mattress and all of that, his naps have been super good. We're gonna try some things out. I might even buy like a little mattress for the pack and play, which is where he sleeps over there, to see if that helps. Why are you cranky? No, no, don't be cranky, don't be sad. Do you wanna do this? Whoa. You do that? It's so funny to watch him play lately, because he's like fascinated by everything, and then like Riley does not want to share her toys with him, and he'll like grab things and she'll be grabbing the same thing, and they're like pulling at the same toy, and they're playing tug of war, and then he screams at her and she screams back. So it's been quite interesting for sure. But like this is another one of his favorite activities, like putting a little bucket or a little basket or something in front of him, and he puts all his toys in the little bucket. I think it's so cute. One of his all-time favorite things to do. Here you go. There you go. Yeah, that's fun. Is that super fun? Yeah? How do you say mama? Look at him trying to figure out how to pull these apart. He's like, forget it. I'm just gonna stick the whole thing in there. Oh, and then as far as his nighttime sleep goes, his nighttime sleep has still been pretty good. I mean, he's been waking up a few times throughout the night. Like sometimes he'll wake up around 4:30 or like 6 in the morning. Like it kind of depends. He's had these little episodes where he'll wake up in the middle of the night, but he does kind of like put himself back to sleep with some crying. The doctor did mention to me that that's something that typically happens around this age, that they start waking up in the middle of the night because they start dreaming, and a lot of them like get scared and stuff like that. So I thought that was interesting. That's something that I had totally forgotten about. What we do in those cases is we just let him, you know, cry. Like he'll wake us up because I have the monitor right next to me, but we just give him some time and he puts himself right back to sleep. His bedtime is still more or less the same. Like between 6:30 and 7 is usually when we've been putting him down. I'm trying to play around with his bedtime to see if I need to push it to the right a little bit, maybe like 7 or 7:30, but it's still been working pretty good for us because he wakes up around 6:30 or 7 the next morning. I'm getting a lot of sleep, which is good. I think he's getting a lot of sleep, which is good. So it's like we tackle one problem of the sleeping, and then we have to now worry about the fact that he's a tiny little flea. Are you tired? Is it time for your nap? What are you saying? I think it's so funny too. Like he kind of mumbles and he's like making different noises all day long. And then the other thing that the doctor told me was that around this age they get really bad separation anxiety, which is super true. That's something that I've kind of been mentioning, the fact that he's so clingy and stuff, and that when I leave the room, like when I pass him to my mom, like because my mom is here with us, whenever I say, okay, here, stay with Mimi, like, and I leave the room, he starts crying and we have to tell him like, okay, mama's gonna come right back. So the separation anxiety is real. I thought he was just being clingy because like he was teething and stuff, but separation anxiety is a thing around this time. We've still been practicing his walking, and he's not quite doing it all by himself yet, but he will pull himself up on this and take a few little steps. So I'm gonna see if I can get him doing that. Push. How do you stand up? Good job. Good job. Now push. 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 Does not want the walker at this moment. but he does pull up on this couch all day long. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's how he's been doing this month. You know, I wasn't expecting that news yesterday, but it's something that we are going to work through. He still seems very happy and he's mobile and he's hitting all his other milestones. So I'm trying to not be like super concerned, but we're gonna just try to help him out with his weight gain. But that's gonna be it because I gotta put him down for his nap. And I just hope that you guys enjoyed this little update. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. You guys have already helped me a ton on Instagram. You guys have been DMing me with different suggestions and things that you've done with your baby, so I really appreciate it. And that is it, because he is crawling away from me. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys to pieces. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. How do you give mama kisses? How do you give mama kisses? How do you give mama kisses?